Chapter 25, Super Innocent, Chloe Garfinkel. Hypothesis. It's best to get to the bottom of a crisis right after it happens. Abigail pounded the keyboard at light speed, beads of perspiration standing out in her forehead. I worked almost as furiously at the computer next to hers. Across the robotics lab at the teacher's desk, Oz was hunched over his own laptop. Our drone sat on a table at the center of the room, next to a shopping bag full of golf balls. Heavy Metal stood beside, powered down and harmless now, but the damage had already been done, and in front of the governor and half the town, no less. That was why we were there. The rest of the robotics team had gone home. This was our best chance to find the mysterious glitch that was causing our robot to melt out. It had been Abigail's idea to perform a diagnostic not on all the robot software. That would have taken hours, but on the commands that had been executed most recently. Hypothesis. Sometimes the most obvious solutions are the hardest ones to see. You girls should go home, Oz called wearily from across the room. No way, Abigail murmured without looking from her screen. It wasn't your fault, Abigail, the teacher insisted, or yours, Chloe. Nobody can foresee every problem. System failures happen. All you can do is hope and pray that they don't happen in front of the governor, he added a little bitterly, or Dr. Schultz. If he thought that would make Abigail feel better, he picked the wrong kid. Since we have no idea what caused the malfunction, how can we say with any confidence whose fault it was, she demanded, her voice rising. And even if it wasn't our fault, it might as well have been. It's okay, Oz. We'd like to stay, I put in. We're really anxious to get to the bottom of this. The teacher nodded, then looked out the window to the parking lot. That's Dr. Schultz's car. I have a feeling he's going to want to talk to me. Let me know if you make any progress. He headed out of the lab, his laptop under his arm. We slogged on, energized by the knowledge that the superintendent was in the building. Neither of us put it into the words, but we both understood that nothing less than the robotics program itself was at stake. The disaster had been that serious, especially to a guy like Dr. Schultz, who flipped out over anything that made our school district look bad. He went crazy over potholes in the parking lot. We could only imagine his opinion of a class project running amok in a cafeteria full of people that included the governor of the state. I knew instantly when Abigail stumbled on something. Her bony shoulders rose up around her ears, and her fingers on the keyboard were just a blur. What is it? I abandoned my own computer and wheeled my chair over beside her. What's? I squinted at the screen. Grade worm. I'll tell you what it isn't, she replied grimly, scrolling through the lines of code. It isn't anything that belongs on Heavy Metal's hard drive. I scanned the seemingly endless coded instructions that were unfurling before our eyes. Face it, I wasn't Abigail. I couldn't sight read all this and be sure what I was looking at, but I could tell it takes a pretty good guess. A virus? She shook her head. A program. An internet bot, I think. Heavy Metal's not in the internet. What's a bot doing here? Her face was reddening to an unhealthy plum color. What's it doing there? It's hurling golf balls at the governor and making us look like idiots in the process. I just stared at her. Someone hit a renegade program on Heavy Metal's hard drive, she explained in a fury, and it interfered with our software, causing all that weird behavior. I couldn't believe it. Who would do something like that? Who's even capable of it? We looked at each other and chorused, Noah. I was still confused. Why would Noah hire a program in a robot? I could tell when Abigail had the answer to the question. Her face drained all color, and her mouth formed the letter O. That maniac. What? I almost screamed. She scanned the lines of code, analyzing the meaning of each complicated instruction. Grade Worm's a bot designed to hack the school district's website so users can change their grades on the central database. Noah did that? I was horrified. Why? He could get an A++ in anything just by showing up. Who knows why, she retorted. It's Noah. There doesn't have to be a reason. He's a few degrees shy of a full rotation. And this time he destroyed our robot and maybe our reputation. Well, he's not going to get away with it. We have to make sure everybody knows all of this is his fault and we didn't do anything wrong. She was 100% right. Noah had created an awful program nobody should ever have and wrecked Heavy Metal in the process. On the other hand, this was Noah. Okay, he was guilty, but he was also so innocent. Hypothesis. Some people can be guilty and innocent at the same time. Noah had just been exposed to the world as a bogus super kid. Did we really want to pile all this on with the two? Or, I said slowly, we could cover for him. She almost blew a gasket. Oh, no, you don't. That little lunatic was blessed with more brains than all the rest of us put together. Do you know how much I'd give to be inside that head of his for 5 minutes just to see what it's like to be that smart? He doesn't deserve half of this from us. He deserves to face the music. Abigail, have a heart. She froze me out. In the gifted program, don't make me laugh. Come on. The door was flung wide, and in a scramble, Oz, his expression wild. What happened? I asked. Her breath was ragged. I went to show Dr. Schultz our operating system, and he opened the laptop on the desk in front of us. The grade room software is displayed on the screen. Wait till I get my hands on Noah, you killis. I opened my mouth to speak up for Noah one more time, but no sound came out. All I could do was watch as Abigail threw him to the sharks. She took a deep breath. Hypothesis. Calm often precedes the most violent storm. I closed my eyes. Then she said, don't be hasty, Oz. There's absolutely no proof that Noah did this. No proof? The teacher's eyes bulged. He scrolled down to the bottom of the page. There, beneath the final line of coding, was this message. Copyright by Super Kid Hardcastle.